Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and it's been a considerable amount of time since I recorded a German craft beer review, and I promised just before I left Germany that I would do my best to review as many German beers as possible, because after spending 7 years there and about 3 years really getting involved in the craft beer scene, you know, look at my channel. It is predominantly German beers, and I've got such a soft spot for the German brewing traditions. So, yeah, it's been quite a while, and this was one that was actually sent to me by the brewery. Two guys who I consider friends, and I'm not sure if I will be able to be in Regensburg, even though I don't think they're going to the Regensburg Craft Beer Festival this year. I was hoping to go, obviously, to the festival and then meet up with a few people, but I'm not too sure if that's happening right now. But before Christmas, Brian reached out to me from Yankee Kraut, and he said, give me your address, we're gonna send you some beers, a little bit of like a Christmassy care package. And yeah, I did an unboxing and all that sort of thing. It was basically beers that I'd had before, but you know, it was great to drink Yankee Kraut beers again. And two of the beers that they sent were of their Imperial Stout, which the first bottle I just drank in the middle of a hangout. I was hoping to drink one for review and then keep hold of one for a couple of years, that sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to have a big emphasis on cellaring and aging beers, because you can sometimes buy beers that are already pre-aged, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just too impatient. But yeah, so I've already drank this beer, but I didn't review it. Did really enjoy it though, and this is a collaboration that they did between, of course, Yankee Kraut and Tilmans, who probably brew the best craft Helles lager. Now, you know by now on the channel, and yes, I've got a very squeaky chair, it's probably going to literally fall from underneath me. But yeah, I love a good Helles beer, and Tilmans, that brewery, they do the best. It's not overly hopped, it's not trying to be anything different, it's just a craft brewed Helles lager. So it's got that tradition with maybe a little bit more of a defined hoppy tone. And of course, Yankee Kraut, you've seen the reviews on my channel. I don't think I've given any of their beers less than 8 out of 10. Definitely one of my favourite, well, they are probably actually my favourite German craft brewery, and one of my all-time favourite breweries. And you know, they're only really just starting out, and I've got really high hopes for those guys in the future. And I got to meet both Brian and Max, and they were just fucking awesome people, and I hope to meet up with those guys again in the future. And I just want to say a big thank you for sending me a nice little Christmas gift. I'll have to, when I do eventually come back to Germany, pick up a few nice British treats and have a little bit of a bottle share sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, we are looking at a bottle of the Sidekick Imperial Stout, clocking in at 9% ABV. Fantastic looking artwork on this one, courtesy of Ray's JBCB. When they did send me these beers, I did like a little Instagram post of each individual bottle that they sent, and I credited the wrong graffiti artist, so I made myself look like a prized tit on Instagram. But it's been quite tricky to find any information about the correct artist, so I don't know if he has got, or he or she has got, an online presence. But if I do find out, I mean, I can always ask the guys over at Yankee Kraut if they can give me the information, so it will be in the description box down below. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Of course, I'm used to the Paul Gabrowski artwork with Yankee Kraut, but yeah, I'm not sure if the artist is friends with either the guys from Yankee Kraut or Tilman, whose first name has completely escaped me. I do apologise about that. But yeah, it definitely stands out. And of course is that iconic Yankee Kraut crown. So, a German craft Imperial Stout. There's been some fantastic ones that I've had. Campo Bavaria do a really good Imperial Stout, which name escapes me. And who else did a really, really good one? Crew Republic, Roundhouse Kick. Whew, that was a stonking beer. So yeah, let's see how this one turns out. Now, the closest beer I've had to a stout from Yankee Kraut was the like black cream IPA, and they also did a chili infused version. I think that was a collaboration with Pivovar Raven from the Czech Republic. Unfortunately, I recorded a review for the chili one because I'd already done one for the black cream IPA, because that was just a mind-blowing beer. But the video got deleted and I wasn't able to pick up another bottle, so yeah, that was very intriguing. Chili and beer does actually work for those who haven't tried it. But yeah, don't know if you saw as I was pouring it, but it had a nice little bit of a sort of a glug as it was going in. But beer in the glass, and that to me, aside from some like sort of brown oily resiny sort of things around the edge of the glass, that is almost pretty much jet black, and then it's got a lovely sort of like nice creamy brown head as well. So yeah, definitely looks like an intense beer, so we shall see what we get on the aroma. And you get that sticky toffee malt character coming through. There's a big hit of like a licorice, almost like cinder toffee character as well. Like a sprinkling of cocoa powder, a bit of drinking chocolate, big hits of coffee. But yeah, that licoricey tone sort of like blends into this almost like dark cherry. Like, can you get dark cherries? I don't think you can, but like, you know, those dark berry fruits. So it's got that like slight fruitiness to it, but yeah, you're not getting any booziness on the nose. Just smells so nice. And I think this is actually a collaboration, because I think Brian is actually the brewer for Yankee Kraut, and Max is like the business partner, but he also gets involved in recipes and stuff. And I think this beer actually was like an idea between Max and the guy from Tilmans, and Brian said, well, yeah, sounds like a good idea, let's brew it. They did it, and here it is, and I'm about to drink it now, so Prost. That is so good. Now, in this day and age, where it's all about these like pastry dessert stouts, this sort of has that, but it doesn't go as outrageous as some of these are, which, don't get me wrong, guys like Omnipio, some of the dark beers have been just sensational from what I've tried, but I do like to see breweries still like just do like classic interpretations of like a craft beer style. I mean, as much as I'm enjoying like the New England Fruit Bomb Murky IPAs, I also get like it's like a smack around the face, like a refreshing smack around the face when I'm getting like a really resiny, oily, like Imperial IPA, like really classic West Coast, like resin, just for days sort of IPA. And this is an Imperial Stout that it has got quite a kick to it. There's like a big char character to it. It's sticky on the lips when you finish, but it's not like a really... It is a big body, don't get me wrong. It's almost reminds me of like a really condensed like cordial, almost. Like, it's almost as if you've got like a bottle of sherry and poured it in a pan and it's burnt down the alcohol, and it's almost like got that syrupiness to it. Wonder what that would be like if you actually just poured a whole friggin' bottle of sherry in a massive frying pan and burnt it off and then got all that syrup and cooked with it. That would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? But yeah, the beer in question. chewy. That char character is really nice. I've not had that in a stout for quite a while, so that's a really welcome flavour. You do get big hits of licorice in there as well. You get a lovely sort of slight tart blackberry flavour. There is like the typical like chocolatey coffee tones in there. But it's not like really in your face or overwhelmingly sweet, which is really, really nice. And the hops come out quite a lot on the back end. It is quite resiny and oily on the back end, which is really, really nice. It like starts off as one thing, but then just smoothly transitions to something else at the end. And I've not had an Imperial Stout that's been like this for quite a while. I've had bold, like really robust stouts over the past few months, but I've like been like this sort of stout, this sort of stout, this sort of stout, or this sort of stout. But this is something a little bit different, which I've not had for such a long time, and it is such a refreshing change. And it's a really fantastic job. I mean, my lips are so sticky right now. It's just so decadent. It really, really is. And that alcohol masked so beautifully. It's such a dangerously crushable beer. Yeah, two of the most exciting German craft breweries coming together, doing a collaboration, and it pays off. I'm not sure what would happen if you left this. I don't know which flavours would mellow out and which other flavours would come into play, but I'm kicking myself that I didn't actually save that other bottle to do that. But yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. I'd love to try this again. And I think if you were to put in like sort of like a whiskey barrel, I think those sort of like slight berry tones would complement that perfectly. And that char, something to exemplify that char character would be really, really nice. Some people might say it's harsh. To me, it's there, but it's not overwhelming, and it works well within the context of the beer. And it's just such a rarely satisfying drinking experience. And it's literally, for me, a very bittersweet beer, because it's reminding me of the beauty of the craft brewing scene in Germany. But it's going to be very hard for me to experience that now I'm back in the UK, because we don't really get too many examples of German craft beers coming into the UK. So hopefully distribution changes in the future. I know some of the Yankee Kraut beers have been in places like America and Australia, so it'd be great if they could sort something out in the UK, because I definitely think people would really, really enjoy what they produce. I've been very, very satisfied with every beer that I've had, and this is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful Imperial Stout that's got, you know, the flavours you come to expect, but it's got a real uniqueness to it. And at the same time, it's got flavours that you've not tasted in a while. So it really stands out in that regard as well, and I've got to applaud them. Because, you know, you could just make an Imperial Stout, can't you? As much as that style is one of my favourites, you come across these Imperial Stouts, like these big bad boys, and it's like, yeah, it's roasty, it's chocolatey, blah, blah, blah. It's okay, but this is just fantastic, beautifully brewed. And, yeah, easy 10 out of 10. From me. It's actually a lot better than I remember it when I was having the first bottle, but that being said, I was probably about 6 or 7 beers into a session, so not the best time to try a beer to taste, but yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. So if you want to find out more about this beer, then I will put the links down below to the usual places. Of course, check out Yankee Kraut and of course Tilmans, two fantastic different breweries who seem to be going from strength to strength, which is fantastic to see. We'll put both of their websites down below and their social media platforms. I'll definitely be putting my Yankee Kraut playlist down below, and I think I've got a couple of Tilmans beers on YouTube, so I'll put that playlist as well. Of course, once I find the correct graffiti artists, because I do really love to promote the artists on the labels and things like that, then of course those links are down below. Yeah, just the usual links. Massive thank you to both Brian and Max for their generosity. And yeah, those beers that you sent me, they went down very well and helped me get through Christmas that little bit easier, which is always good. And it was just fantastic being able to revisit Eden. Beautiful pale ale. Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long. Thank you guys for sticking with me and watching this one. Go give those breweries a big piece of love. Let's try and get the beers out there, and yeah, let's see what 2018 brings. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. You've all been awesome, and I shall hopefully see you later. Cheers.